How much longer will you allow life's chaos to pull you apart? Every moment you spend reacting to things beyond your control, you are letting the world dictate your peace, your happiness, and your sense of purpose. How often have you burned with frustration over things that are insignificant in the grand scheme? That anger, that anxiety, that constant grip of stress, they all reveal how little command you truly have over your own mind. Yet here is the challenging truth: it does not have to be this way. For centuries, Stoicism has shown people how to escape this cycle of suffering. It teaches that real power lies not in altering the world around us, but in transforming how we respond to it. What if the key to your peace, strength, and clarity was always within your reach, waiting for you to seize it? If you are ready to stop letting life control you, if you are ready to reclaim your power, then please subscribe. It is a commitment to your own growth, to finally living with purpose and strength. 1. Emotional control, the calm in the storm. Have you ever been in a situation where someone said something so provoking it felt like your emotions might explode? Perhaps they criticized you unfairly or pushed all the right buttons. In that moment, everything in you wants to lash out, to defend yourself, to fight back. But consider this: how often does reacting in anger actually improve the situation? It might feel satisfying momentarily, but it usually just fuels the conflict, often leaving everyone involved feeling worse. True power lies not in reacting, but in staying calm, in maintaining command over your emotions despite the chaos around you. This is what separates someone who is quickly forgotten from someone who leaves a lasting mark. Think about it. When you meet someone who stays composed under pressure, it is not just admirable, it is magnetic. You might not realize it immediately, but there is something deeply calming about being around a person who remains unshaken by external events. In a tense conversation, when others are quick to raise their voices or get defensive, the person who takes a breath, steps back, and responds with a level head stands out. Their ability to stay grounded in the storm is like a beacon of peace, and that calm energy is what people remember. Emotional control is the foundation of real strength. It is easy to react in anger, to let emotions dictate your actions, especially when you feel threatened. But those who have mastered emotional control know their true power lies in their ability to choose their response. They understand that external events do not control them, they control how they react. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. In moments of frustration, the power to decide how you respond is yours. Your strength lies in that choice. Imagine a scenario: you are in a disagreement, and the other person is being deliberately provocative, trying to push your buttons. The typical response might be to argue back, to defend your point aggressively, or to fight for validation. But what if, instead of engaging in the drama, you simply paused? You breathe, observe, and then respond with clarity. Maybe you do not respond immediately, but give yourself a moment of stillness. That silence is powerful. It shows you are not easily rattled, it shows emotional maturity and inner strength. In a world that thrives on chaos, that sense of calm can be unforgettable. People do not forget those who can hold their ground in a storm. It is easy to get caught up and let emotions dictate your actions, but true strength comes when you control those impulses and choose peace over conflict. Emotional control is also a form of self-respect. When you do not react impulsively, you show yourself that you have the power to stay in command of your emotions, no matter what. You are not allowing someone else's actions or words to dictate your state of mind. Instead, you decide how you will feel, behave, and show up in the world. It is a quiet strength, one that does not seek attention but radiates from a place of self-assurance. Consider the impact on those around you. When you remain calm in conflict, you create a sense of safety. People feel comfortable because they know you will not explode at the first sign of tension. They know they can count on you to remain steady. That sense of security is rare and deeply valued. It is not about being perfect or never feeling anger, it is about choosing how you express that anger, how you let it move through you without letting it define your actions. This is the essence of emotional control, the ability to stay true to your inner peace regardless of external noise. So, the next time you find yourself in a situation where emotions are running high, remember your reaction is the one thing you can control. Instead of getting caught in the rush of anger, take a moment to breathe, collect your thoughts, and respond with calm, composed energy. That is how you make an impression that sticks. It is not about perfection or never feeling upset, it is about showing that no matter what happens, you are the master of your own emotions. And when you master your emotions, you become unforgettable. 2. The power of listening, being present in the moment. In a world where everyone is constantly trying to be heard, the act of truly listening has become a rare skill. Every conversation can seem more about waiting for your turn to speak than actually absorbing what the other person is saying. We all know what it is like to talk with someone who is just nodding along, waiting to jump in with their own thoughts. It is a frustrating experience that makes you feel unheard. But the people who make the biggest impact on our lives are often the ones who do the opposite. They do not just hear words, they actually listen. They absorb the meaning, the emotion, the essence of what you are trying to communicate. That is what makes them unforgettable. Listening is more than a passive act, it is about being fully present, giving your complete attention, and showing genuine interest. How often do we truly do that? When was the last time you had a conversation where you did not think about your next point, glance at your phone, or mentally wander off? True listening requires focus and patience. It is easy to get distracted, to think about your response, but the real power comes when you push all that aside and simply be there, fully engaged. That is when real connections happen. Imagine you are sitting with someone who starts sharing something personal, something they have been holding in. Picture yourself not thinking about what to say next, but being completely in the moment, making eye contact, nodding, genuinely taking in every word. You are not just hearing their voice, you are hearing their story, their emotions. This kind of listening communicates, you matter. That feeling of being truly understood, of knowing someone is listening not just with their ears but with their heart, is what sticks with people. In a world where most conversations are transactional, truly listening becomes valuable. People remember those who listen because it is more than hearing words. When you listen deeply, you make someone feel seen. You acknowledge their humanity. That kind of presence is powerful. Carl Jung once said, "The most terrifying thing is to accept oneself completely." We all want to be understood, yet we are often afraid to truly expose ourselves. But when someone listens with full attention, we can open up more freely. That is when true connection is made. Listening creates a space for authenticity, without fear of judgment. Think about the last time you felt truly heard. It probably made you feel seen, valued, and connected. That feeling lasts. Now, consider this, when was the last time you made someone feel that way? It is easy to get caught in our own thoughts, to feel we need to talk or share wisdom. But sometimes the most powerful thing we can do is simply be quiet and listen. I mean being genuinely present, giving undivided attention. You connect on a deeper level, picking up on energy and unspoken emotions. Listening this way also helps you grow. You open yourself to new perspectives and expand your empathy. It is an act of respect, showing you value another's perspective even if you disagree. Next time you are in a conversation, try something different. Instead of planning your response, just focus on listening. Give your full attention. Do not interrupt, judge, or try to fix things, just listen. See how it changes the dynamic. You might be surprised by the deeper connection that forms. The more you listen, the more unforgettable you become. Listening is a practice that takes conscious effort, but when you make it a habit, your relationships become richer. People will open up to you, building emotional bonds beyond surface interactions. You become the person people cannot forget, not because you spoke the loudest, but because you took the time to truly listen. So, remember, it is not about you. It is about them. It is about being present, offering your full attention, and showing the other person they matter. In a world full of noise, being someone who listens deeply is an act of rare, true connection. And that is what people remember. 3. Walking away in peace, the power of letting go. Let us be honest, how often do you see people argue, fight, or beg for closure when a relationship ends? We have all witnessed it, maybe even experienced it ourselves. A breakup or falling out often turns chaotic, messy, and emotional, leaving everyone hurt and confused. It is like holding a rope that is slipping. The tighter you grip, the more it frays and strains you. But what if you did not need to do any of that? What if, instead of fighting for closure, you could simply walk away in peace? Consider this: a person who knows their worth does not need to beg, argue, or plead for closure. They do not chase validation. When a chapter ends, they can say, "I wish you well," and walk away, no drama, no resentment. This does not mean they do not care or are indifferent. It means they are grounded enough to know their peace is not dependent on another's response. They understand an ending does not define them, their sense of self is secure and comes from within. This emotional strength is incredibly rare today. We live in a culture that often encourages us to hold on, fight for what we think we deserve, and seek closure. But this desire can keep us tied to the past, holding that slipping rope even as it hurts us. We need to learn to let go, to walk away from situations that no longer serve us without carrying bitterness. The fear of letting go often stems from a lack of self-acceptance, a belief that we need something external to define our worth. True strength lies in accepting that we are enough, regardless of circumstances or others' actions. When we fully embrace who we are, we do not need to fight for closure or validation. We know our value, and that knowing gives us the peace to move forward, free from unnecessary drama. Next time you face a difficult goodbye, consider choosing peace. Walk away without bitterness. Let go without holding grudges. It is not easy, but it is empowering. When you choose peace in turmoil, you are not weak, you show inner strength. You prove you do not need to control the situation or the other person. Your peace is yours to keep. We often mistake confrontation for strength, thinking that making the other person see our way will make us feel better. But that emotional tug-of-war only exhausts everyone. Real strength is walking away with grace. It is knowing that sometimes the best thing for both people is to let go, to give space to heal. This strength does not seek to control the narrative or force closure. It understands that closure comes from within, from a quiet decision to stop fighting and start healing. When you let go with peace, you also give the other person the gift of peace. People who do not drag things out, who do not demand answers or seek revenge, create an environment of calm even in difficult situations. They allow the other person to breathe. That is what makes them unforgettable. People remember those who did not argue or try to win, but who quietly walked away. It is easy to stay entangled in messy situations, especially when emotions are high. But you do not need to be part of the chaos to be heard. Sometimes the most profound thing you can do is step out of the storm, keep your integrity, and walk away with dignity. That shows strength. It shows your peace cannot be taken. In a world that pushes us to fight for what we think we deserve, walking away in peace may seem counterintuitive, but it is a powerful choice. It protects your emotional well-being, honors your boundaries, and allows you to move forward without dragging the past. When you choose peace over drama, you send a message that your peace is non-negotiable, your self-worth is independent, and you do not need anyone else to define you. While difficult in the moment, this choice brings immense freedom over time. By letting go of the need for closure, you free yourself from cycles of emotional turmoil. You stop replaying the past and give yourself space to heal, grow, and move forward in a healthier way. Choosing peace does not mean you do not care. It means you care enough about yourself to walk away from what drains you. You respect yourself enough to avoid emotional battles that will not bring peace. You learn to control your own emotional state regardless of external circumstances. That is the kind of strength others notice, the kind that makes a lasting impact, the kind that is unforgettable. So, the next time you face a difficult ending, remember you have the power to choose peace. You do not need to fight for closure or prove anything. Simply walk away, let go, and allow yourself the freedom to move on. The peace you choose now will shape your future in ways you never imagined. 4. Living for a higher purpose, the drive that doesn't rely on others. There is something magnetic about a person who lives with purpose. It is not about being the loudest or commanding attention with flashy gestures. It is about the quiet power that comes from living for something greater than yourself, a mission that drives you, filling your days with intention and meaning. Have you ever met someone who seemed to have their life together, not because they were trying to impress anyone, but because they were deeply focused on their own path? You could feel their energy. It was not noise or attention that drew people in, it was their commitment to their purpose. They were not seeking validation, and that in itself was magnetic. It is a rare energy that leaves a lasting impression, one that says, I am doing this because I believe in it, not because I need you to believe in me. It is easy to get caught up chasing approval, to think we need to constantly prove ourselves to others. We live in a world that often defines success by external validation, likes, followers, others' opinions. But when you live for something greater than validation, you notice a shift. The world's noise starts to fade. You are no longer concerned with who is watching or what others think. Your focus is on the work, the journey, the mission that matters most. That is the kind of focus that makes a person stand out. It is not loud, but it is powerful. People notice because it is rare. Think of someone you know who is always working toward a goal, building, creating, improving. They are not waiting for permission, they are driven by their own internal compass. That makes them unique. They do not chase approval because they already know where they are headed. This inner direction is magnetic because it is grounded in something real and deep. When you live for a higher purpose, you become more attractive not because you are trying to be, but because you are too busy with your own growth to worry about impressing others. Your validation comes from the satisfaction of moving closer to your goals. The energy you put into your mission speaks for itself. It does not require shouting, it is quiet but clear. That clarity attracts others. They see you are simply being yourself, pursuing something you deeply believe in. That is powerful. This purpose-driven life does not leave room for distractions. When you are clear on what matters, everything else falls into place. You stop wasting energy on what does not serve your goals and invest in what truly matters. Your mission becomes your foundation. You are no longer swayed by others' opinions. The more you focus on your path, the more you realize others' approval is irrelevant. It is a freeing realization that brings peace and confidence because you no longer look outside for validation, you have found it within. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." That is what happens when you live for a higher purpose. You shed the layers of others' expectations. You stop being a reflection of what others want and start reflecting who you really are. That is when things fall into place. You do work that aligns with your values and find fulfillment in the journey itself. As you move forward, people who resonate with your energy and mission naturally show up. They recognize your authenticity and are drawn to it. This happens when you stop seeking approval and start seeking purpose. Living with purpose also gives you an unshakable direction. When life gets tough, as it inevitably does, having a clear purpose gives you something to return to, like a map when you are lost. Challenges may still be difficult, but you know where you are headed, and that knowledge gives you strength to keep going. You are no longer distracted by noise, your focus becomes your anchor. One of the most beautiful aspects is the sense of balance it brings. When your life is built around your mission, everything else starts to align: relationships, work, how you spend your time. This alignment does not happen overnight, but when it does, it is transformative. You feel less stressed because you are not juggling competing priorities. You know what matters most, and everything else becomes secondary. Your mission gives you clarity, and that clarity brings peace. The person living for a higher purpose does not need to announce their worth or boast about accomplishments. Their actions speak for themselves. Over time, this authenticity builds trust and admiration. People are drawn to those who are genuine and focused on something greater. Those who chase fame or attention often find themselves empty, constantly needing more. But the person focused on their purpose is already fulfilled. They know their worth comes from within, nothing external can change that. So ask yourself, what is your mission? What drives you, gives you purpose, makes you feel alive? Finding that mission is one of the most important things you can do. It will ground you when everything feels uncertain and push you to keep going through setbacks. With that direction, you become unstoppable. The person living for a higher purpose is not worried about others' opinions. They know who they are and what they are working toward, and that makes them unshakable. It is not about being perfect or never failing, it is about being true to yourself and staying committed to your mission. When you make your purpose your priority, everything else naturally falls into place. The right people, opportunities, experiences. They come because your life is aligned with your values. Take time to discover what truly matters to you. Find your mission and make it the center of your life. When you do, you will notice how much more focused, fulfilled, and at peace you feel. Your path will not always be easy, but it will be yours. And that is when you become truly unstoppable. 5. The presence of calm, creating an atmosphere of peace. Excitement and passion are often celebrated. They ignite our energy, push us to new heights, and give us a thrill. But what remains when that excitement fades? Calm. Calm stays, and it is one of the most underrated yet powerful qualities you can have. The most unforgettable people, those who leave a lasting impact, are not necessarily the ones who make the most noise or fill a room with energy. They are the ones whose presence brings peace, not chaos. It is as if they have an invisible aura of tranquility you cannot help but gravitate toward. When you are around them, you feel grounded. The world slows down, you feel safe even when everything else is spinning. We live in a world that thrives on excitement. We constantly seek the next rush, the next piece of drama. But amidst all that noise, the quiet presence of calm has become a rare treasure. When someone radiates calm, they offer something harder to come by than any high-energy experience. It is not about being static or emotionless, it is about being steady when everything is moving too fast. When emotions run high, staying rooted in calmness is a gift. People remember that steadiness, that ability to hold space without being consumed by chaos. In relationships, calmness is like a breath of fresh air. It creates a sense of safety, especially in conflict or stress. When things get difficult, the person who remains steady becomes the anchor others turn to. Your true strength shows in those moments, not because you are perfect, but because you know how to show up when it matters. It is easy to think we must be perfect to create peace. Many believe that to be seen as calm, we must be unshakable, never flustered. But that is not the case. Calmness is not about perfection, it is about how you handle yourself in difficult moments. It is your ability to be present and composed even when things do not go as planned. Emotions will rise, frustration, anger, sadness. That is natural. The difference is in how we respond. Will you let them control you, or will you control them? In heated or stressful moments, calmness becomes a real superpower. Being able to step back, breathe, and not let emotions dictate your behavior is what makes you unforgettable. People are drawn to this because it is rare in a world filled with reactive behavior. Calmness is a gift that stands out. So, how can you cultivate this presence of calm? The good news is it does not require a complete personality overhaul. It is simple but takes practice. First, practice patience. In the rush of life, we often want things to happen quickly, and frustration sets in when they do not. Patience allows you to step back, not react impulsively, and create space for thoughtful action. When you practice patience, you give yourself time to respond rather than react, changing how you handle even the most stressful situations. Another powerful tool is mindfulness. By being present, you become more aware of your emotions, thoughts, and the energy you bring into a room. You can choose to ground yourself in the present instead of getting lost in worries about the future or frustrations from the past. Mindfulness lets you fully experience what is happening without being overwhelmed. It is accepting what is without judgment and remaining steady amidst the ebb and flow of emotions. Emotional awareness is also key. The more you understand your own emotions, the better equipped you are to handle them calmly. When you are aware of how you are feeling, you are less likely to be swept away by a sudden surge of anger or sadness. You can recognize emotions as temporary reactions and not let them control your actions. This does not mean suppressing feelings, it means acknowledging them and choosing how to respond with intention. Being emotionally aware lets you stay in control of your reactions, which in turn allows you to create a peaceful presence where others feel safe. What does this look like in practice? Imagine a heated conversation starting to escalate. Most people get defensive, raise their voices, or try to prove their point. But what if, instead of adding fuel to the fire, you chose to stay composed? You take a deep breath, remind yourself this moment does not need to define your emotional state, and respond calmly. By doing this, you protect your own peace and create a calm space for the other person. You show them they do not have to be swept away by tension, you provide safety. That is something they will remember. When you accept yourself with all your imperfections, you can also accept others in theirs. You no longer feel the need to control or react to their emotions because you are secure in your own. This self-assurance lets you stay calm in difficult situations. When you know who you are and trust your ability to handle challenges, you stop being reactive and start becoming responsive. This creates that rare, magnetic calm people remember. Creating an atmosphere of peace does not require perfection. It does not mean you never get upset or always have the right answers. It is about how you show up when it matters, choosing to be present, to respond thoughtfully, and to bring steadiness into every interaction. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. Eventually, your presence alone will have the power to shift the energy in a room. You will become the person people turn to for calm. The more you embody this, the more your life fills with peaceful moments, even in difficult circumstances. This presence is unforgettable because it is rare. People are drawn to those who bring calm into their lives, especially when the world feels chaotic. In a society that thrives on constant motion and quick reactions, choosing calm is an act of rebellion, an act that shows real strength. It is not about being passive, it is about mastering your emotions and choosing peace over chaos. It is about being a force of calm in a world that desperately needs it. When you become that person, you become unforgettable. Your presence becomes the kind of peace others remember long after the conversation ends. So, next time you face a stressful situation, remember you have the power to create calm. Choose to show up with peace, not chaos. Practice patience, mindfulness, and emotional awareness. Become the person others can turn to when they need a moment of peace. In a world that often feels out of control, being a steady presence can make all the difference. It is not about being perfect, it is about showing up with the strength to remain grounded no matter what. And that is a power that will stay with you and others long after the moment has passed. 6. Forgiving silently, the strength of letting go. Forgiveness is not weakness, it is strength. This may sound counterintuitive. In a world often telling us to fight back, stand our ground, or seek justice for every wrong, forgiveness can seem like giving up, like letting the other person win. But think about the last time someone wronged you. What did you do? Did you let anger simmer, lash out, or hold on to the hurt, replaying it in your mind? Did you seek some form of revenge to feel you had won? Or did you forgive them quietly, without expecting anything in return? It is easy to believe revenge will make us feel better, that getting even will restore justice. But deep down, we know that is not true. It does not heal the wound, it opens another one, in ourselves. It traps us in a cycle of negativity, clouding our minds and keeping us stuck in that moment of pain. What sets truly unforgettable people apart is their ability to forgive without drama. They do not hold on to bitterness or keep score. They understand a powerful truth: Holding on to anger and resentment only causes more harm to themselves. They recognize forgiveness is not about excusing the wrongdoing or letting the other person off the hook, it is about freeing themselves. It is choosing peace over pain, release over resentment. By forgiving, they let go of the past, moving forward unburdened. Think of someone who hurt you deeply. Instead of feeling the urge to get back at them, imagine how powerful it would be to simply let it go, not ignore it, but consciously decide to release it. You choose not to carry the weight of that hurt any longer. You release its grip on your mind and heart. This does not mean what they did was okay, it means you choose to let go of the power the hurt has over you. That kind of forgiveness, that silent release, is one of the most powerful acts of emotional strength a person can make. It is unforgettable because it shows a rare mastery over your own emotions. It is a decision to prioritize your well-being over the desire to see someone else suffer. Carl Jung once said, "The best revenge is to be unlike your enemy." This speaks to the heart of forgiveness. When we forgive silently, we choose to move beyond the harm and refuse to let others' actions dictate who we become. In that silence, we assert control over ourselves. We refuse to be defined by hurt, anger, or resentment. We choose not to mirror their actions but to transcend them. This frees us from the cycle of negativity and prevents us from becoming what we despise. Imagine the power: someone wrongs you, but instead of letting it fester, you choose to forgive. You do not confront them, demand an apology, or waste energy harboring ill will. You simply release it. That is strength. It is strength that does not need to announce itself or seek validation. It quietly speaks volumes. People notice this quiet resilience, this ability to stand tall without needing to prove anything. They remember it because it is rare and profound. Most hold grudges, most let anger control them. But those who forgive silently become unforgettable. It is a quiet strength that lingers far longer than any loud confrontation ever could. Forgiveness does not mean forgetting or pretending the pain never happened. It means choosing to no longer let that pain control your life. It means recognizing that while the past cannot be changed, your future is still in your hands. By choosing to forgive, you reclaim your power. You decide your happiness, peace, and growth are more important than holding on to the past. In that decision, you rewrite your story from one of victimhood to one of strength, resilience, and freedom. The beauty of silent forgiveness is that it is not performed for anyone else's approval. It is a deeply personal act that speaks to your integrity. It is about living in alignment with your values, not letting others' actions dictate your emotional state. When you forgive silently, you say, "I will not let this define me. I will not let this take away my peace." That is powerful. It is an inner strength that does not need to be flaunted, it simply is. It commands respect without ever asking for it. Now, imagine the relationships you could build if you embraced this kind of forgiveness. Imagine moving through life able to release the burdens of past hurts, letting go of resentment as you go. You would not carry the weight of others' mistakes. You would free yourself from emotional baggage. Instead of living with constant resentment, you would experience life with a lighter heart, open to possibilities. You would move forward without being dragged down by the past. That kind of freedom is priceless. Letting go is not easy. It takes time, patience, and emotional maturity. But when you consciously choose to forgive silently, to release the need for revenge or confrontation, you free yourself in ways most people never understand. The pain may not disappear overnight, but with every act of forgiveness, you create space for healing. You make room for peace to settle in. That peace will be something you carry into every future interaction. It will radiate to those around you. And the people you forgive silently will remember you for that peace. They will remember you chose to rise above the drama and hurt, and you chose to let it go, not for them, but for yourself. In the end, silent forgiveness is not about the other person, it is about you. It is about choosing to stop carrying resentment, to stop letting the past dictate your future. It is about stepping into your own power and saying, "I am bigger than this moment, and I will not be defined by it." That is a strength people cannot forget because it is rare and real. When you forgive silently, you not only free yourself, you create space for peace and growth for everyone around you. That is the kind of strength that leaves a lasting impression. Remember, the real power lies in your ability to let go. In forgiving silently, you reclaim your peace, strength, and freedom. It is not about excusing the past, it is about choosing your future. So take that first step today. Release the weight and allow yourself to move forward with clarity and grace. Take a moment to dive deeper into the wisdom of Stoicism by watching one of the suggested videos on the screen. And thank you for being a part of Stoic Journal. Keep walking your path with peace and purpose.